So everyone this week is talking about how the bull market in Bitcoin is back. I said that 2 weeks ago. Welcome back to the weekly crypto review. So, a couple things I want to talk to you about. First off, as always, if you feel that the information I'm giving you is valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and if you'd really like to, you can give a gift of crypto to any of the addresses at cryptocurious.tv/support. Now, because this is a new tax year, if you go to cryptocurious.tv/support and you read the paragraph up here, one of the things you will find is that I very specifically state that any crypto given to any of these addresses is a gift. The reason I do that is because since I pay taxes to the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS allows anyone to receive gifts, monetary gifts, of up to, I believe it's $11,000 per year per person, tax-free. And while I am not a tax advisor, and this is not tax advice, and you should always consult your own tax advisor about how to defray your own tax liabilities, when I say that this is a gift, what this allows me to do is any crypto that comes to any of these addresses, as long as it's not more than $11,000 per person, and quite frankly, I don't expect anyone to give me a full Bitcoin at this point, it allows me to not have to worry about claiming it on my taxes. Now, of course, if I leave the crypto in my wallet until later, I will have to report to the IRS any gains or losses on my taxes, but that's the way this works. These are the rules that, that the left will always point to the rich and say they're cheating somehow. No, these are rules anybody can follow. Happy New Year. So, let's get to Bitcoin and crypto. First thing, let's take a look at what we've done over the last 7 days. So, everything looks like it's in the green, pretty much. Let's go with the 7-day, and we'll find, oddly enough, strangely enough, interestingly enough, Bitcoin SV over the last 7 days has the best return of 52.88%. Okay. I just honestly don't know what to say about that. Bitcoin isn't doing too bad. It's down here at 10.81% for the last week. Even though it's gone down a couple days, it's gone back up, it's doing pretty well. Like I said 2 weeks ago, I fully expected that this year, after the first of the year, Bitcoin and crypto was going to start picking up again. I am not in any way going to state that this is a new bull market and we're going to go to the moon, or no one knows that. But what I did want to talk to you about was, we'll go over here to the Bitcoin chart, and this is a weekly chart. So the last week of 2019, we were down a couple of spinning tops here. So our doji, that you remember a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about the doji, that was what made me believe that we were going to turn around. Well, it turned out into a spinning top, which is not quite as significant as it would have been had it been a doji. It's still a reversal sign, and we've got two spinning tops here. So it definitely looks like things were going to turn around, and so far, and again, the week hasn't finished, but so far, we're up. You're hearing a whole lot of YouTubers talk about the bull market, this new bull market. We're suddenly back in the bull market, whereas during this entire time, where we were heading down, slowly but surely, we were heading down. Everybody was talking about, the market's going to drop, and 6,000 may be the bottom, or people talking about, we're going to go back down to 3,000. There was a lot of FUD in the market, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, from June all the way to the end of the year, where the market was slowly going down, but everybody was claiming how this is the end of the bull market, or are we in a new bear market? Did we peak at $14,000, and are we back in a bear market? This is what I want to talk about. This is the emotion of the market speaking. Okay, whenever anybody starts talking about how high something's going to go or how low it's going to go, are we back in a bear market? Is this the bull market? Certainly, if you're seeing it on the mainstream cable news channels, that's all emotion. Jim Cramer on CNBC, a perfect example of emotional marketing. He's screaming, he's shouting, he's yelling, he's putting all sorts of sound effects going. He's making it exciting. If you need that to make investing exciting, you're probably doing the wrong thing. Investing and trading is exciting enough by itself. You don't need all the literally bells and whistles. But we are, as humans, emotional creatures, and so therefore we react to emotional stimulus. This is why I go for clickbait. I and everybody else goes for clickbait titles on our YouTube videos. We know that the more emotionally it pulls at you, the more likely you are to click on the video and watch it. Now, of course, if you don't get from the video what was promised by the thumbnail and the title, you're going to be dissatisfied and you're probably going to go away upset, and you may never come back again. The point being that every time you look at a video, if you're going through YouTube and you're looking at videos and you're clicking on interesting sounding videos, every single one of those is going to have an emotional tug of some sort at you. Nothing different with the videos in the crypto space. And so what I'm trying to get across to you is that investing, trading specifically, is not an emotional game. You need to pull the emotion out. If you're making trades based on emotion, you are going to lose. 100% guarantee you will lose, because an emotional choice is not a rational choice. It's not a logical choice. It's not based on the data. And the only way you're going to win, because remember, trading is a zero-sum game. If you win, someone else lost. If you lose, somebody else wins. That's the way trading works. That's the way the stock market and the crypto market work. It's a zero-sum game. If you're trading based on emotion, you're going to lose. Guaranteed. Not investment advice. Simply experience of 30 years working with the markets. Over the last 6 months, I have seen pretty much nothing but highly emotionally energized, say that quickly, videos or video titles about how the market, how Bitcoin is dropping and how Bitcoin is no more and it's going to go to zero or down to 6,000 or down to 3,000 or wherever it was. Everybody was claiming it was going to drop to. Now, I never did that. I'm fairly certain I never did that, because I have a fundamental belief in Bitcoin and its value as an asset. I never once said Bitcoin was going to become worthless. There are a lot of YouTubers out there who, in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, who were making those claims, at least in the titles of their videos. Because, again, they want you to click on it. Oh my God, is this true? Is this going to happen? Click. Oh, well, this has nothing to do with what the title said. Don't allow your emotions to drive your decisions. As long as you believe that Bitcoin is a valuable asset, and you believe that others are going to also find it a valuable asset, then there's no need for you to panic or worry when the market drops a little bit. And let's face it, let's get my lines going. Is this the right one? Let's go to price range. From here to, let's see, that was the bottom right there. Drop of 52%. Yeah, that's a little bit. That's a little bit when you look at, and let's click on log, and let's back this up a little bit. And take a look at how it really measures up. When you look at it this way, that 52% drop really is a little bit. Look at things rationally. I won't say logically. Look at things rationally. Look at the data. Don't allow your emotions or the emotions of others to determine what you're going to trade or how you're going to trade. If you had been listening to all these people for the past 6 months telling you how we're back in a bear market in Bitcoin, you might have gotten out of Bitcoin. You might have ended up losing a lot of money because you got out of Bitcoin and then it suddenly starts to go back up. This is a long haul swing trade that I'm in. Again, I came in back here in April, okay? I won't say I caught the bottom. I wish I had. I was a couple of $1,000s above the bottom. I was in the 4,000s per Bitcoin. So I missed the exact bottom. I don't care. I fully expect that Bitcoin will go to $250,000 before it drops. And my indicator here will tell me when it's getting close to dropping. So I'm not concerned about what this little bit is, this 50% plus drop is. I'm not concerned about a few $1,000s when I'm looking at $250,000 in gains. This is the way you should be looking at it too. Because if you honestly believe in Bitcoin, if you honestly believe that Bitcoin has value or any other cryptocurrency, if you believe that they solve a problem or that they're of value and that others will also at some point recognize that value, that's what trading is all about. It's about finding those assets, whether they're stocks or commodities or bonds. Well, bonds not so much. Stocks, commodities, or crypto that have value that no one else has recognized yet. And that's the reason the price is so low, is that no one else has recognized it yet. Nobody was buying Bitcoin through 2019 or 2018. It was on a downward trend. It was like catching a falling knife. Nobody wanted to buy. Everybody was selling. Well, when it got to the bottom and everybody was out, that's the time to buy. When nobody wants it, that's the time to buy. If you believe that it has some value that others will afterwards recognize and start to buy into. Well, that's where we were a year ago, is that Bitcoin had hit bottom and it was at a discount. It was on sale. It's still on sale. It is on sale until we get back up to nearly $20,000, which was the high. When we get back up there, then it's no longer on sale. And I think I can safely say, I can't guarantee, no one can ever guarantee. There are certain things that anybody in the financial industry avoids saying. Guarantee is one of those words. Nobody ever guarantees. But I think I'm fairly safe in saying that by the time we see the end of this bull market and we go back into a bear market, the bear market is going to make the end of the bear. By the time we get to the end of the next bear market, it's going to make 20,000 look like a good price on Bitcoin. So don't worry. Don't fall victim to the FUD. Don't fall victim to what everybody is saying as far as on either side. The FUD when things are going down, or the hype when things are going well. I mean, let's face things. Let's go back over here, and we'll bring this back up. Right now, we have 1 week of green. Okay, we could be red next week. In fact, we could have a red candle that engulfs this green candle and go back down. That's the way the market works. The market is full of emotion, which is why most people lose money. They make emotional decisions. That's what this was. This was an emotional decision. From the low down here all the way up to the high of $14,000. This was emotion in the market. And that's why we jumped up so fast, so high, so fast. We shouldn't have. This is where we should be. $7,000, $8,000 is where we should be a year into the bull market. All we've done is come back and corrected back to where we should be. If we had had a nice, stable line up to this point, people would be excited. They'd be happy. People would be ecstatic because Bitcoin's going up in price and has been since the beginning. But because we had 6 months of falling value, if you don't believe in what you're investing in, don't invest in it. If all you're worried about is money, if money is your chief concern, then you're a trader and you know how to trade, hopefully. If you don't, you're going to lose your shirt. If you're an investor, and investors can swing trade. Swing traders can be investors. All we're doing as swing investors is we are trying to remove the downward swing. We're trying to get in at a low price, ride it up to the top, get out, and let it come back down. In markets, the asset value over time tends to go higher, higher, and higher, even after the bear markets. This last bear market, see if we can pull this up again. This last bear market brought us down to 3,200. Well, that was much higher than the prior bear market. It was lower than the high, but higher than the low prior to that. Markets tend to go up, come back down, not as much, go back up, come back down, not as much. And so over time, over the long term, if you buy and hold, which is what most people are advised to do, because most people don't want to be active traders in any way, shape, or form. If you buy and hold, your chances are very good over the long term, 10, 20, 30 years. Chances are very good that what you end up with will be worth a whole lot more than what you put in. By swing trading, all we're trying to do is remove the downward part of it, of the market. We buy in low, we ride it up, we pull out somewhere near the top, and we let it drop back down. We take all this money we had here, we buy in at the lower price, which means we get to purchase more than we would have if we had let it ride. And we ride it back up and we rinse and repeat. That's what a swing trade is. That's what we're doing when we swing trade. We're simply trying to get rid of the lulls, the downward trends, the bear market. We're trying to preserve our capital, preserve our gains that we made way up here so that we can then reinvest them down at the low so we end up with more asset, whatever that asset is, whether it's stocks, gold, silver, crypto. That's the whole point of swing trading. Take your assets off at the top or near the top. Nobody gets out at the top. Near the top, so that you can then reinvest them again near the bottom, because nobody gets in at the bottom except through pure chance. You can't time the markets that well. But if you can get in near the bottom and buy a bunch more whatever asset for the money that you had way up here and then let it go back up in price again, you're winning. You're making money. Your money is working for you. And that is the point of swing trading. Anyway, this is longer than I had anticipated, longer than I wanted it to go. That's what I've got for you this week. I will see you again next week. Until then, keep hodling.